Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting day of global financial markets. Nvidia, Bitcoin, I've been telling people to sell those, totally sell those, particularly near the recent highs. And yes, I was a little bit early, but when all that furor was happening on social media about, hey, there's going to be a Bitcoin halving, I immediately said the halving will not be good for Bitcoin in the long term, and you should look to sell, as a lot of institutional players probably would be looking to do so, as a halving of the coin makes it more expensive to mine long term, which undermines, sorry the pun, the value of Bitcoin. So it can create a massive major top where it is, and it's a major top that could last several years for Bitcoin. Nvidia, it was so overhyped, and I'm not saying it after the event. Like now that it's fallen, how many people are coming out and saying, oh, it could have been overhyped back there, it was really obvious, but I was saying it in real time and before the top. And if anything, I was probably a little bit too early to be calling it as a kind of tulip bulb thing, because it is a real company making really good products, and it has a very strong future as a company and a role to play in the whole AI sphere as the world moves forward into that space. However, the pricing of the stock has gotten way ahead of itself, and so now we're having a correction. We're going to see some volatility here in the price of Nvidia. We could see a big bounce here, but I suggest you Nvidia stock could well be going back to 90, even 80. Not sure about the 80. I'm reasonably confident that it's heading back towards 90. So if you're holding it, at least take some of your profits. If you're shorting it, beware, you'll need to have a pretty wide stop, because it could be a head and shoulders formation in terms of price patterns, which means that we could have a big bounce here to the right. The chart goes to the right, depends whether you're in front or behind the chart. But anyway, if you're in front of the chart, it goes to the right. So just beware. It had a bit of a correction, had a spike going to the right, and it could fall, but it could do some work here. Now, having said all that, I'm pretty excited at the prospect, because I'm a short seller, I'm pretty excited at the prospect that it's just going to go very quickly to 90 or even lower. So that's my feeling on those two events of the day. We've been short Apple for a while. I'm very happy to stick with that. Been short US 500, but got stopped out, would you believe, at 89 yesterday, and the high was 90. But that happens in trading. So I've gone short again today. The Australian stock market's trying very, very hard to rally indeed, but I think it's still a sell. In terms of economic data, really the only more significant thing in the US yesterday was Texas Manufacturing Index, and that was minus 15. Would you believe the Texas manufacturing sector has been declining for 2 years and 2 months now? That's contracting every month. Manufacturing in Texas every month for 2 years and 2. That's 26 months, 26 times, getting smaller. There's not much left of Texas manufacturing. So hopefully there'll be some positive numbers soon, but so far, no light at the end of the tunnel for that process. Australia consumer mood was out today. It was up 1.7%. Everyone's really excited. But it was down 4.5% over the previous 3 months. It's been down 7 of the last 12 months. So the consumer may be having a little bounce, but it's from a depressed level. And I wouldn't be too excited as electricity prices continue to go up. The budget sort of rescue for that is really just sort of a poke at the electricity grid. It's at the bills. It's nothing more. It's not really going to help people. And if anything, it's going to be inflationary. I have no idea why the Department of Treasury kept trying to say that it will be disinflationary. It may have an artificial impact on the actual data read, but in terms of the economy, real world, it is inflationary to pump money back into people's pockets, but only very small. So I just tend to think that the US dollar is still a bit of a mixed bag, but can be stronger on a European conflict. On my website, I've highlighted some of my current core beliefs. You might want to look at that, cliffordbennett.com.au. And that's about it from me for today. I just think you need to be aware that equities are looking very, very vulnerable indeed. Have a great day. and talk to you again soon.